Welcome at the Nurburgring for the third round of the Clio Cup Benelux. We had a round in Zandvoort, we had a round in Spa, and now it's time for the third mythical track on the calendar of the Clio Cups Benelux. And there's even more cars, so no wonder that organizer Joost Kusters is a happy man.
Ik denk dat we kunnen vaststellen, we zijn begonnen.
Yeah, we had 19 cars in Zandvoort, 23 in Spa, now 25. We had a forfeit because of illness, so that makes 24. We're still growing. That's a good base for the rest of the season and even for next year, because I think we can announce now that we will continue in the same way with the Clio 3 and the Clio 4. And with the same 7 meets probably on the 7 tracks as well. So the continuity is important to us, and I think we could have a good championship. In Clio 3, Wilbert van den Berg is leading.
Ja, dus nu de loop het seizoen eigenlijk.
Yeah, I think we have a good season. We have no problem. The only thing was the incident was in Zandvoort during the pass races, but I think that was our only problem.
Ja, dat is tot nu toe de enige eigenlijk.
Marcel van der Maat, one of the front runners in Clio 3 as well.
Tot dusver gaat het op zich goed.
It's going pretty well this weekend. We had a good qualifying. I think we're very close, but it's really about hundreds of a second in this category.
Echt een mooi circuit.
It's a fantastic track. I've never been here before. I'm really impressed. Great bends and corners as well.
Het is sowieso dit jaar met de Benelux.
Yeah, it's very good in the Clio Cup Benelux. We're driving on great tracks like Zandvoort and Spa and now Nurburgring. Fantastic. It's a good event as well with the World Series by Renault.
Ja, het gaat op zich wel redelijk goed.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. Thanks to the aid of Herman, we were able to fix the car. So, and then in the first race we had a bit of understeer, but I still finished second, so I'm pretty happy. But before we take a look at the races at the Nurburgring, let's have a look back at what happened this season. We started off at Zandvoort, and this is Benjamin van den Berg, one of the front runners in the Clio 3 category. And you see one of the cars standing still on the grid, and that was this car, the other Clio of the Hardest Plaza team, Robert van den Berg. Completely missed his start, dropped back to last position. On the front row there was Sebastian Blekemolen and Niels Langeveld. And Niels Langeveld had the whole shot, took the lead going into Tarzan corner. Great start of the season for Langeveld. Blekemolen wasn't having anything of it and continued to put the pressure on Langeveld. Meanwhile, Alan Mossenkopf tries to keep up with the front runners. And here's Blekemolen again, putting pressure on Niels Langeveld, coming out of the final corner of the Zandvoort track, coming on the straight. And Blekemolen is already alongside and takes the lead of the race. Very close racing there in the Clio Cup Benelux. And now Langeveld is put under pressure by Jan Muis and Marcel Dekker. Marcel Dekker going off track and losing 2 positions, dropping back to 4th. And we're already in the final lap of this first 25-minute race. Fight between Langeveld and Muis still for 2nd position. And it's Sebastian Blekemolen taking the win from Jan Muis, Niels Langeveld and Marcel Dekker. Loris Hazemans taking a creditable 5th position in that opening race at Zandvoort. 2nd race then in the Netherlands, and this time it's a turn of Niels Langeveld to completely stall on the grid. Langeveld on the podium in race 1, dropping back to the dead last position. It will be difficult to repeat his performance of the opening race. Meanwhile, Robert van den Berg is leading the race from Jan Muis, Marcel Dekker and Sebastian Blekemolen. Blekemolen going on the outside through Tarzan corner. Taking the lead already. Behind, there's a little scrap between Van den Berg and Jan Muis. Van den Berg going off track. Jan Muis can continue, but he loses a couple of places. And there's even Niels Langeveld, who from dead last came back to 5th position. Great race by Niels Langeveld. Good scrap with the Clio 3s as well. Martin Kool fighting in the white and blue Clio. And then the fight for the lead. Bleekemolen under pressure from Marcel Dekker, with Melvin de Groot in third. But we're already in the final lap of this second race of the season. Bleekemolen coming out of the final corner and taking his second win in as many races. Dekker finishing second and Melvin de Groot in third. Great racing again. Top three within less than half a second. Jan Huys finishes in fourth and Niels Langeveld, who completely missed the start, finishes in fifth. And then it was off to Belgium. One of the most beautiful tracks in the world. The circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. The World Series by Renault meeting and the Clio Cup Benelux having a race together with the Clio Cup Central Europe, which explains for the big starting grid, and it's the Swiss Pascal Eberle who takes the best start when he's driving in the Central Europe Cup, and we're focusing on the Benelux Cup. So it's Melvin de Groot who gets alongside Eberle, trying to take the lead overall as well. And there's a fight on all levels with Régis Gosselin, a young Belgian who had won a contest, who had given him a weekend in the Clio Cup, and he was thanking the organisers of that contest by running among the front runners. Melvin de Groot taking the win, and the Belgian youngster Régis Gosselin finishing a magnificent second position. A great start of the weekend for the Belgian with that second place in the opening race in Spa. Niels Langeveld finishing in third, Max Brahms in fourth and Michael Bleekemolen in fifth. And then race number 2 in sunny Spa. Again 25 minutes, and again the Clio Cup Benelux together with the Central Europe Clio Cup, and there's a car stalling there, and there's the Swiss Pascal Eberle again taking to the grass, and when he comes back on the track he loses control of his car and he hits 2 Clios of the Benelux Cup. Melvin de Groot, winner of race 1, is out of the race, just like Michael Bleekemolen. Let's take the start again with Gosselin, not the best of starts. He's passed by 3-4 cars, and then he's squeezed between the Swiss and Bleekemolen. Fortunate to stay on the track, the youngster, but he can continue. Meanwhile at the front it's a fight between Sebastian Bleekemolen and Max Brahms. Max Brahms, the best of the juniors here in Spa, and Gosselin and Robert van den Berg are fighting for third position. Final lap and Max Brahms takes the slipstream of Bleekemolen's Clio, takes the lead away from him and takes the win in this race number 2. Bleekemolen finishes in second, and Gosselin, despite almost losing the front of his car, still finishes in third. A great result for the Belgian. Robert van den Berg in fourth, with Niels Langeveld in fifth. And then back to the Nurburgring for race 1.
Marcel Dekker, gisteren hadden we
Marcel, what happened in your first race yesterday? Yeah, it was pretty good. I started in 16th position overall. Was a bit more down than I had expected, but I won a couple of places in the first corner, and then a couple more during the first lap, and then I had a good scrap with Régis Gosselin, and then I closed the gap towards Max Brahms. So that was good. I was happy. Good race for me. It was difficult for me because the rain was coming down, and then there was a little panic. But then it dried again. I had to fight hard. The roof of Melvin's car is still on the back of my car, I think, because I was attacking a bit too hard in the corner. It was a good fight and I won. Niels Langeveld went off in lap 1. No, the first race was not a good race for me. I made a mistake, really stupid. I was warned a bit before. I was just too early on the throttle. I lost the back of the car, and the left went into the gravel trap and ended up in the tire barrier.
Ja, daarna ging ik eigenlijk na 1 keer corrigeren linksaf de banden in.
Régis Gosselin, difficult weekend. Yes, it's very difficult. We were not able to test beforehand because we didn't have the tire. So the first time I drove here was on Friday during free practice.
les premiers essais que j'ai fait, les premiers tours de roue, c'était vendredi aux essais libres officiels.
Of course, I did some sessions in a simulator, but that's not really the same.
C'est pas du tout le même.
Result of race 1, Blekemolen wins it from Vandenberg, De Groot in 3rd, Max Braams in 4th and Marcel Dekker in 5th. And then it was time for race 2 on the Nurburgring. The undercar of Sebastian Blekemolen. This is Marcel van der Maat, one of the front runners in the Clio 3 division. Blekemolen fighting with teammate Melvin de Groot, who had taken the best start and who was leading the race from the word go, but was constantly put under pressure by Sebastian Blekemolen. The two Clios going over the Nurburgring, nose to tail. Here's Niels Kool trying to gain some places. Not easy to fight your way back between the Clios of the Central Europe Cup as well. And here's Marcel Dekker fighting with Régis Gosselin and Max Braams for the top honours in the junior division. But for the moment it's still the Belgian in front of Marcel Dekker. And here's Melvin de Groot already in his last lap, still under pressure from Blekemolen. And he's coming out of the final corner here. And Melvin de Groot takes the win from Sebastian Blekemolen. And a very happy Melvin de Groot. Melvin, congratulations, a perfect race from start to finish in the lead. Yeah, didn't make any mistakes, but Sebastian kept me under pressure all the time. I was unable to relax, I had to attack 100% the whole of the race. And then I had to defend in the last 2 laps because I knew he would attack me. He's never satisfied with the second place, but I held him off and I won. Great. So a good result for Melvin de Groot, winning it from Blekemolen, Braams in 3rd from Heesemans and Gosselin. That's the end of our report. See you next time.